What if I told you that just a few simple sentences could completely shift the way you handle stress, setbacks, even success? You see, every single day, you're in conversation with someone incredibly important, yourself. And those small things you whisper in your mind, they're not so small. They build your mindset, they shape your discipline, and over time, they become your life. The ancient Stoics knew this. Thousands of years ago, without social media, without therapy apps, they trained themselves to stay centered in chaos through the words they repeated daily. Because life is chaotic. We get disrespected, misunderstood, blindsided by disappointment. And most people, they snap. They react. They let emotion drive the wheel. But the Stoics, people like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, they taught themselves to respond with clarity, not impulse. How? Through consistent self-talk, reminders of truth, anchors to keep them grounded. And today, I want to share that with you. 6 timeless reminders used by the wisest minds in history that can help you stay calm, focused, and mentally unshakable in a world that's constantly trying to knock you off balance. Because strength doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from mastering yourself. Let's dive in. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had your whole day ruined by something as small as someone cutting you off in traffic? Yeah, me too. But here's the hard truth. It wasn't the other driver that ruined your day. It was your reaction. And this is where Stoicism hits deep. The first and most powerful Stoic reminder is this: I control my mind, not external events. We can't stop people from being rude. We can't control the economy, the weather, or what someone posts online. But what we can control, what we must control, is how we choose to respond. Think about it. 2 people can face the exact same challenge, let's say, losing a job. One crumbles, the other grows stronger. Why? Because one gave their power away to the world. The other took it back through their mindset. When you remind yourself, I control my mind, you reclaim your peace. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the author of your response. So next time life throws something at you, pause, breathe, and remember, the power isn't out there. It's in here. Let's keep going. Let me share something Marcus Aurelius once wrote. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Sounds dramatic, right? But think about how often we live like we've got forever. We scroll through our phones while sitting next to someone we love. We're at dinner, but mentally stuck in a meeting tomorrow. We lie in bed, replaying a conversation from last week. And all the while, life is happening. Right here. Right now. The Stoics remind us of this truth. This moment is all I have. Not yesterday, not next year. This breath. And when you truly get that, everything changes. That moment playing with your kid, it becomes sacred. That small step toward your goal, it matters more than waiting for the perfect time. Even something as simple as washing the dishes turns into an act of presence, not a chore. Here's the challenge. The next time your mind starts wandering, gently bring it back. Ask yourself, what matters most right now? Because this isn't a dress rehearsal. This moment, it's the only one that's real. Let's not waste it. Ready for the next reminder? Let's keep going. Here's something most people won't tell you. Pain isn't the enemy. It's actually one of your greatest teachers, if you're willing to listen. Most of us were raised to avoid discomfort at all costs. We dodge the hard conversations. We skip the workout. We quit when things get uncomfortable. But the Stoics, they leaned in. They understood this truth. Pain and discomfort are my teachers. Think about the gym. Lifting weights tears your muscles, literally breaks them down. But it's because of that pain that they grow back stronger. Same with mental resilience. Discipline might feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it trains your mind to stay focused when life gets chaotic. Next time you're struggling, maybe you're overwhelmed, exhausted, facing rejection, pause and ask, What is this trying to teach me? Maybe it's building your patience. Maybe it's testing your commitment. Or maybe it's showing you a part of yourself you've been avoiding. Growth never comes from the comfort zone. It comes from showing up, especially when it's hard. Pain is the price of strength. And if you face it with the right mindset, it becomes fuel, not fear. Let's move on to the next truth. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt disappointed? Maybe someone didn't call you back, or life didn't go the way you planned. Here's the thing. Disappointment rarely comes from reality. It comes from expectation. We expect people to treat us fairly. We expect life to reward our effort. And when it doesn't, we suffer. But the Stoics had a different approach. Expect nothing. Appreciate everything. Let that sink in. When you let go of rigid expectations, life becomes lighter. Someone cancels a plan? Cool. Now you've got time to rest or reflect. Didn't get that promotion? Maybe it's a sign to pursue what you really care about. This mindset isn't about being passive or indifferent. It's about emotional freedom. Because when nothing is owed to you, everything feels like a gift. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good habit, it's a Stoic superpower. And when you practice it, you stop resenting the world for what it's not, and start appreciating it for what it is. So ask yourself, what could you let go of today? And what could you be thankful for instead? Let's dive into the next lesson. Let's be real. When life gets heavy, it can feel like the weight will never lift. Stress, heartbreak, failure. It wraps around us like a storm, and we start to believe it's permanent. But here's the Stoic truth. Everything is temporary. The pain you're feeling, it will pass. The failure you faced, it won't define you forever. Even this very moment, it's already fading. The Stoics reminded themselves daily, this too shall pass. Because they understood that clinging to anything, good or bad, is what causes suffering. You know what's wild? Even your greatest success won't last forever. And that's not a reason to panic. It's a reason to live fully while you can. To appreciate each moment without trying to freeze it in time. So the next time life knocks you down, take a deep breath and whisper this to yourself. Everything is temporary. Storms end, wounds heal, and you will rise again, wiser, lighter, stronger. Let's move on to the final reminder, perhaps the most powerful of them all. Let me ask you something straight. If today were your last day, would you still waste it arguing with strangers online, holding grudges, scrolling aimlessly? Probably not. The Stoics lived by a simple but powerful phrase, memento mori. It means, remember you will die. Sounds dark? Maybe. But it's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. When you truly realize that your time is limited, you stop living like you have forever. You stop chasing things that don't matter. You stop procrastinating on what does. Think about it. If you only had 24 hours left, who would you call? What would you say? What would you stop worrying about immediately? That's the energy memento mori brings. Not fear, but urgency. Not despair, but clarity. Because life isn't short. It's just easily wasted. So remind yourself, daily, even hourly, my time is limited. Not to panic, but to live with purpose. Because the clock's ticking, whether you notice or not. Now, what are you going to do with the time you have left? So here's the truth, friend. These 6 Stoic affirmations, they're not just nice quotes for your journal. They're tools. Tools to train your mind. Tools to build mental toughness and inner peace, bit by bit, day by day. But the key isn't reading them once, it's repeating them, over and over, until they become part of who you are. Because let's face it, life doesn't wait. The world will test your patience, your focus, your discipline, every single day. And if you don't have something solid to return to, you'll be swept away by the noise. So ask yourself, which of these reminders hit you hardest today? Which one do you need most right now? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear. And if you want more Stoic wisdom like this, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, real strength isn't about controlling the world. It's about mastering yourself. Thanks for watching. Now go live like it matters.